Hey folks, welcome to my YouTube and Instagram channel. I'm Paul, I'm a professional freelance jazz musician based here in Germany. And today I want to talk with you about transcriptions and how to work with them. So stay tuned. First of all, I want to explain to you what a transcription actually is. In jazz music, we use transcriptions to improve our improvisation skills on our instruments. You take an improvised solo from a recording, hear it out, write it down and learn to play it on your instrument. With this method, you will improve different skills of your improvisation. You can compare it to learning a language. You learn the vocabulary, grammar and phrasing. In addition, the ability to understand pieces of music harmonically and melodically is trained, and your relative pitch will also improve. Jazz musicians of all generations use transcriptions to learn how to improvise. In the past, jazz musicians went to record shops to buy the newest recordings of well-known artists and listen to their playing and try to play back their solos. With LPs, it was a quite challenging job at this time. When I was studying jazz trombone at the University of Arts in Berlin, I attended a masterclass with the legendary jazz saxophonist Dave Fleetman, who said the following about transcriptions. Transcribe a solo, learn or practice the solo, try to forget the solo you have learned, and then start with the next transcription. After a certain amount of time, you subconsciously start to use lines and phrases from the transcriptions you have learned in your improvised solos. Now I would like to talk to you briefly about how I started transcribing music. And with me it all started with melody instruments like trombone and trumpet when I studied jazz trombone at the University of Arts in Berlin. After my graduation in 2014, arranging and composing music took more space in my life as a musician, and at this time I started to transcribe piano solos to gain more knowledge about how things work harmonically or in music theory. So, how do you get started? First we need to talk about the equipment you need. For this, I'd like to take you to my workplace to show you how I transcribe music. The two essential things you need are a slowdowner app for your computer, tablet or smartphone and a piano. With the slowdowner app, you can play your recording at a slower tempo without the pitch changing. You can also mark and loop individual sections. For my piano, I've connected my laptop via the USB port and play everything through my headphones. I use the piano to enter the notes into my notation software. My slowdowner software on my laptop is called Transcribe and is from the company's 7th string. I leave some links for the recommended apps in the video description below. I use Finale as my notation software. For iPads and iPhones, there's the slowdowner app Transcribe Plus from the company Digital App Design LPP, which I can recommend. Finally, I would like to give you a few tips and tricks on how you can start transcribing music. If you are an absolutely beginner, I recommend to transcribe a simple pop song with simple melodies and harmonies. Do it in small steps. At the beginning, I would only transcribe 1 or 2 bars per day, and continuous work is very important here in order to achieve success. If you want to choose a jazz solo, I recommend a solo by the great Miles Davis or Chet Baker, regardless of the instrument you play. So What from Miles' album Kind of Blue is an absolute classic. Try singing the solo so that your body, especially your ears, can connect with it. You will notice that the transfer to your instrument is then much easier. If you are transcribing a fast piece or solo, make sure you do not set the audio playback too slow. I know that this makes it harder to hear anything but a tempo that is too slow will distort the recording so much that it is not possible to capture every detail. Please pay attention to the audio quality when selecting a recording for transcription. The more complex the harmonies in the recording are, or the more instruments you want to hear in the recording, the better the recording must be. If you want to practice a transcription directly with your instrument but don't have the time or inclination to write the transcription down beforehand, then simply use YouTube. There are lots of transcription videos where you can read the music along. Use the playback speed setting to play the recording at a speed that you can easily play along at. If you find a lick or phrase in your transcription that you really like, you should write it down separately and practice it in all 12 keys. Here you can create a lick catalog that will help you spontaneously use cool licks in your improvisation. Be patient when practicing a challenging transcription and don't practice too quickly at first. Sometimes practicing can take several weeks, sometimes even several months, but the effort is usually worth it. In the past, I've met some students who wanted to learn how to improvise and bought theory books on improvisation. But here I am of the opinion that it is easier to work with transcriptions because you are dealing directly with the music. A theory book is only of limited help here. Finally, I would like to point out that it goes without saying that transcriptions alone do not teach you to improvise. You should put yourself in situations where you can improvise as often as possible, such as band rehearsals. What is the point of practicing lots of transcriptions if you cannot apply what you have learned in practice? So, I hope you enjoyed my video and that one or two of the tips will help you move forward. If you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I will then try to answer. Also, check out my YouTube channel to see transcriptions I've done in the past. And of course, I would be very happy if you subscribe to my channel and leave a like. There is only one thing left to say. Be sharp, stay tuned, and bye.